people who are trying to put pressure on the status quo. So that was one kind of theme that I think was threaded through a lot of the various topics we talked about. I began with probably what was a somewhat erroneous analogy of new locative media technology having a structural parallel to the advent of neoliberalist economics that has emerged since 1980 and that is crashing down all around us at the moment. That there is something about some of the new media, the kind of locative media practices that seems to be actually encoded in the architecture or hardware of these interfaces themselves, whether they be Google Maps or GPS technology or mapping technology, that seems to invite an idea of the free individual as a kind of absolute good and a user that can mobilize and kind of with a certain kind of freedom of utility that mirrors some of the ideology of the markets that are causing us so many problems today. So I was trying to put that in the context of a history of the emergence of video and the Border Pact as a way of trying to enter some of these acknowledgeably very difficult areas of what locative media is, which we really haven't gotten to yet. So some of the things that came out of that analogy from the outset were, let's see, one of the conversations that I think everybody had something to say about was the way in which there seems to be an identification that something's changed in the fundamental issues around spectatorship and what it means to watch a video and how the temporality of spectatorship has undergone some radical transformation. And one of the questions I think that was raised by the group was, what does this mean for content-based work? Or is content being lost? Is content the place where political intervention can be made? That was one of the ideas that came out of that. And rethinking, if not content, where and how? You know, I think LA Freeways again was mentioned as a site where how, you know, so much of it was also was not simply the content of the work, but also how it's installed into space, and you know that's becoming at least equally a vital issue as compared with issues of content. So that was one thing that came up. We talked. Anyone want to jump in here too? Am I missing things? We talked